Hi, it's Marina the Soul Alchemist, and it is my birthday. So I am delighted to be celebrating this return around the sun with you all today. So it is the weekly guidance, and it is for the 26th through to the 3rd of March. So I'm using the Akashic Oracle card deck, and if you've not seen my offers for the birthday offer party, then I have dropped a link down below in the description and in the comments so you can have a little look. There's been 8 days of fabulous Akashic related offers that are really there to support you in all the ways, all kind of different types of sessions, one-to-ones, masterclasses, VIP days. I've got some new things in there as well, which I've not yet to launch. I've also got my Akashic Spray bundle, which goes with the cards. So there's just lots and lots of things there. So do check out that link if you are interested in any kind of Akashic work to support you with your life and business breakthroughs. So the offer party actually ends tomorrow on the 26th, which I am going to be throwing in a few extra goodies, extra surprises as well. So do check out on my email or socials, or just reach out to me if you want to see everything that's available. Okay, so let's launch into this week's guidance. So it's, as I say, for the 26th of February through to the 3rd of March. And if you've not tuned in, I want you to tune into cards 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to reveal those messages now. We've also got the bonus card, extra card, which is all about soul alignment. And I have just been perusing and kind of tuning into these cards. And you know that they link and they weave together. So I encourage you to listen to all of the cards, but even pictorially this week, they're kind of building on each other. And there's more things happening in the cards as we go through the week. And it doesn't mean that the timeline is through the week. It's just that, you know, you may start off with card 3 and then the card 2 and then the card 1. But I'm reading them from left to right, 1, 2, 3. And then we've got that soul alignment bonus card. So each one stands on its own, but when it's all kind of like brought together, you've got a really complete picture that supports your week. And, you know, do keep coming back and listening to the recording just to kind of remind yourself of what's been shared, because what happens is I just channel in the moment, so this wisdom just comes through, and it might not obviously be relevant now, but it will be relevant at some point, and it might just remind you, oh, didn't Marina say something about that, or her guide say something about that, and you go back and listen, and then maybe just another piece, another golden nugget that just slots into place for you. Okay, so looking forward to having some cake in a little bit, but we're going to start off with this first card. So if you pick card 1 as your main focus, then we've got a real week of clarity and focus. So just dropping the card, divine strategy. You can see that. So I love, love, love this card because it combines, it's a real masculine and feminine perfect combo. It kind of combines your divine masculine with the strategy and the plan, and having action steps in place to kind of guide you through the week. But then we've got the divine feminine part where we pick up our pendulum, we pick up our cards, we get our pen out and do some automatic writing whilst we're connected to our guides. We really tune into our bodies and we connect with our intuition to see what is feeling good and what isn't, you know, where we've got the obligations and the have tos and the shoulds, and where's the desires, you know, and where are we placing ourselves in making our decisions from that space. So we've got this real kind of perfect combo, cosmic combo of divine strategy. So when you're planning your week this week, just tune in and just check in to see if there's you know, if it's got the feminine elements in there of creativity and just a little bit of space in there, a little bit of openness, not everything jam-packed if possible, so that if you need a bit more flow, you need a bit more kind of like space or time to do a particular thing, then you can give yourself that. And that's, you know, when we're not having to have our foot to the floor and the pedal 100 miles an hour through the whole week. It's kind of like being able to have that space where we can just take a back seat and take it a little bit easy when we need to. So it's having that flex and flow. Likewise, if there's a lot of flex and flow and a lot of backseat action, as it were, then maybe you need a bit more structure, because you might find that by the end of the week you're not getting anything done, and it's just and that can get really frustrating, and then we can feel a bit frustrated with ourselves, we can be disappointed with ourselves, and then we can get really down on ourselves and criticize, so it's definitely it's a balance between the two. And it doesn't mean that you have to do 50-50, because your soul makeup might be that you're more in the masculine, and so it could be 25-75, but you don't want to do the 100 of one and not leave any space for the other. So for me, this is a really beautiful foundational part, kind of start of the week as well. I would say that this for me is a great starting card, Monday card. What's my strategy for the week? What's my plan? What would I like to achieve? What's my intentions? What are my goals? How do I want to feel by the end of the week? It's always good to tap into the feelings, because for me, that's the feminine aspect. How do I want to feel by the end of the week? And we keep tapping into those feelings. That's a really good way to guide part of how you navigate your week. And then it's deciding what actions are going to support that. So divine strategy. I would also encourage you, if you don't use your guides in any shape or form for planning, for strategy, for next steps, for guidance, clarity, this for me is also an invitation to start doing that. Give it a go. Be curious, be open about it. Just connect in, get yourself in a kind of like a beautiful, relaxed state, deep breathing, tuning into the body. And then you're simply asking your guides to step in and communicate with you, because you're wanting to communicate and you're inviting them in. You've always got to invite them in. They're not just going to step in. There's always has to be an invitation. It always has to be permission from you. Once you've given that permission, then just be open to what you receive and how you receive that. You may have a question, and then just be open to how that comes through, because we're all different in terms of how we receive our guidance. So for some, you might be like have a memory that then comes to you. It might be a song. You may hear some words. You may be guided to pick up a pen and paper and start doing some writing. It might be you close your eyes and you can visualize or use your imagination. How this information comes to you is very individual. So don't think it has to look in a certain way, because when we start to have these limiting beliefs around how our guides communicate and the universe communicates to us, then we're really kind of blocking the ability for our guides to communicate with us, because we tell ourselves, well, I can only receive it in this way. And if you're not made at this point in time to receive information in that way, then again, this frustration comes through. So just be really curious and open to have that information and what you're guided to do to receive that information. So treat it as play. It's playful. Don't put any expectation on yourself around this. Be playful with it. And from that space, you'll receive more. So divine strategy. What is your divine strategy? What are your plans for the week? Pop them in the comments below. I would love to hear. Mine, I think, will be just continue to celebrate my birthday in whatever way I can. I know, because I'm not going to be at home. I'm going to be away on a retreat. So I'm going to be celebrating with my family the following week. So I have got long celebrations for this particular birthday, and it's not a significant number. Everyone's a significant number, but you know what I mean, it's not a milestone, but I don't need an excuse. I'm going to celebrate all week. Okay, so we're going to go to card 2. So we've got our divine strategy in place, and we've kind of got a bit of a plan, and we know that we're going to do the divine masculine, the divine feminine, creativity, but structure, taking action, because that's really important to get things done. But there is an element with card 2 of also having, again, your guides supporting you, and also having that element of trust that there are things going on in the background that you can't see. So we've done our divine strategy and we've got things down on paper, but it's kind of like, okay, well, I'll do my bits and pieces, but I've also got to be mindful that there is other things happening behind the scenes that I can't see, that are also helping me with my divine strategy. Now, the thing is with divine strategy and us realizing our intentions, and this is something that I need to sharpen up myself, to be fair, is having a really clear intention. And I can be a bit woolly sometimes. I can be really focused with business stuff. And it's like, yeah, this is how many clients I would like, and this is what I would like it to include. But outside of that, and even sometimes with that, I don't have big picture visions and things like that for my business. I'm kind of like ambling along, enjoying the journey, as it were, and being very hands-on in the journey. But the universe does love to have a kind of a more intentional vision and dream. So then it can support that, from the end space, that timeline that, we place into the Akashic Records as well with our intent, and doing, getting really focused and really understanding, what it is, and maybe the people that we need to help us get there, and all of that type of stuff, the support, and maybe where we need to fill in our own gaps because we haven't got all of the knowledge or the capabilities. But the universe can see that timeline. Your Akashic Record guides can see that timeline. It's like, okay, well, we can just facilitate that part and maybe bring that person in at this point on the timeline just to open the door of opportunity there, which we can then see because we have got a bit more of an intention that's defined. So what I'm feeling with this particular card is, just for this week, have more of a defined intention. And then what we're allowing is the moving pieces that are cosmic, that we can't see, can actually facilitate elements of that because we've been quite clear. And so when we're clear, the universe can be clear in terms of its delivery or support. But also when we are clear, we feel more clear in our minds and with ourselves. And so we can see what the action steps are, or what the things are, or who we need to have conversations with, or whatever it might be. It brings clarity to the whole piece. But it starts with us in actually having that bit of time and space for the divine strategy. Now, if you've picked card 2 as your main card and you don't know quite what I'm going on about, go listen to card 1 because it does support this card. So there's trust in this card, doing what you need to do, intuitively guided. You don't always need to see, or don't always need to rely on logic for it. Use your intuition as well, but also know that there's alchemical stuff happening. There's magical things happening behind the scenes as well. And just allow that to happen. You don't need to overly control that aspect. So there is an element, again, this is where the divine feminine comes in, is where we get to a point, we've done what we need to do, and we've got to just let it go and trust that the universe is going to deliver, or what we've done is enough for the cosmic tumblers then to put things into place. That does require some patience and trust and belief. And that can be a challenge. So that may be where the work is as well. It's just like, I've got to stop meddling, because we can overcook the eggs, or I don't know, I'm sure there's a saying around overcooking something. We can do too much. And that's becoming from a place of control. And that's coming from a place of fear, because we want to, and it's ego wanting to control the outcome. We just need to relax and let it go, which can be really hard, I know. But that's card 2, alchemy and magic. So there's lots of alchemy and magic happening this week if you allow it to. You do your part, but allow the other bits and pieces to fall into place. in the background that will then eventually come in, but it comes from a clear intention. So we can play with this week. We can have one clear intention. We can have, say, 3 action steps. We know that we're going to take action on those. Decide what day you're going to take those actions on, if you can, if you need support, etc., etc. Get clear on it. Do those parts through the week, but just do those parts and just see what things open up for you. But be really intentional for the whole week, noticing what things have shown up just out of the blue. People, ideas, situations, circumstances changing, unexpected things, positive things just happening. Notice all of those, because you're seeing the process play out. But unless we bring awareness to it, we don't, and then we forget or we don't realize, and then this is really good evidence for then to inspire us to do it again. It's like a process. Okay, so this third card that builds on the cards 1 and the cards 2. For me, it's karmic relationships, but for me, it's more positive karmic relationships. So it's kind of like we've then got this support, and this support might be there right at the very beginning of the week, but we've got this support there. We've got people reaching out to hold us, to support us, to connect with us, to give us divine wisdom, or support us with holding space for us to receive divine wisdom. And, you know, that could be somebody where you're listening to a guided meditation and you get this amazing download. Somebody is holding space for you whilst you have that download because you're listening to them. So, you know, we can get the support physically, etherically. We can get it obviously virtually. But when we look at all of these cards together, and this is about receiving the support as well, recognizing that there's support there, reaching out if you need to reach out for it, but also if somebody's reaching out to you, take the support. Don't push it away, because it's okay. I've got this. It's fine. I'm doing my thing. I can cope. I don't need any help. It's absolutely fine. Let go of that. If somebody's reaching out and offering support, say yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And if there is anything coming up around that you know, like guilt, or, you know, they're only doing this because they want something back from me, or this is a sign of weakness, or, you know, what will they think of me because I'm not coping, whatever it is, just let go of all of that. But notice those things that are coming up, because that's things for you to address at some point. And acknowledgement normally is the thing that is enough to release that, but just notice if that is something coming up and make a note of it. And then accept the support, and just then notice how actually, God, I'm really glad I've got this support. Really be, you know, give it some gratitude and some thanks. So if we look at this all together, it's just us doing our divine strategy and creating our plan for the week with our guides. We are then going out there and we are taking action, and we're creating magic, and we're also allowing our guides and the universe to support us. And then we've got 2 people in this card, where we've got those that are around us physically, probably, that are also supporting us as well. Or we've got a deeper connection there, maybe etherically, with our guides, helping and supporting us. But we've definitely got this support going on here. So we've got this kind of journey that's going through the week. As I say, they may not be the order of your week, but I would definitely see if you can start the week with that one. And then it might be that somebody, you know, reaches out, or you feel that you need to reach out in order to achieve the intention. And you continue to take your actions, but you know that there's things going on behind the scenes. You're not going to get overly involved. You're just going to do your part and allow the universe to do your part. When you set the intention with the divine strategy, you need to actually say, this is my intent. Please support me with this. If we're just doing the intentions and we're not actually asking for the support, then the universe could be a little bit confused, and our guides definitely won't be, because we've not invited them in to support us. So we need to actually state that this is my intent. This is maybe where I feel I might need a bit of support around this conversation, or asking for this, or learning this, or getting clarity around this. Please give me some help around that, please. And then trust that that will come in the way that it needs to come. And that's what that card is. Okay, so bonus card. This is all about soul alignment. And this can be an element just through your journey this week. It might be just something that randomly pops up and you just think, okay, I probably need to do some work with that. And it's forgiveness. So we've got this element of freedom, expansion, and growth. And for me, when I was looking at this, is a real sense of achievement with this card, which, based on everything that I've just shared now, kind of makes a lot of sense, that it's kind of like the soul alignment card. It's the last card. So there's this sense of achievement, this is freedom, this is kind of like, oh my God, I'm stepping into this space, this expansiveness. I feel light. There's a real lightness, and obviously we've got the birds and everything here. So forgiveness is your fast track to feeling that, for sure. If there's something that you know that you have been holding on to, a grudge, a mistake, a regret, that's consciously there, and that it's just something that you keep pushing. I'll deal with it when I'm ready, when I've got more energy, when I've got the headspace for it, I'll deal with it then. I'll come back and think about it then. So you might find that is now ready to come through, and it might be that it comes through because it really does need to be looked at now. And there could be a trigger through the week where that memory or that remembrance comes back, and rather than shoving it away, again, just do a simple forgiveness prayer, the Hawaiian Hopo no prayer that I can never say. And that's the simplest way to shift that energy, shift that feeling, that emotion, because it's stuck in there, it's stuck in your body. So forgiveness is the way to release that. And for some things that we didn't even realize that we were needing to forgive it, actually, we can really feel a shift afterwards. It's amazing. So that Hawaiian prayer is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And you keep repeating that over and over, just to yourself, over and over and over again, until you feel a shift in energy, shift in emotion. And that might be directed towards somebody. And if that is, then you just bring them to your mind, or you say, this is who I want to send this to. Or usually it's towards ourselves. And that could be a younger version of yourself. It could be where you are at the moment. It could be around a particular situation. And that's how you move through. And forgiveness is what creates that freedom, that lightness, that expansion. Because you're not basically carrying the baggage, the heavy chains, the boulder, the ball and chain, whatever it might be. It is incredible when you actually do a shift like that, because you don't realize actually how much weight things have until you've released them. Because we get really good at carrying stuff around. We get really good at it. But it shows up in the body through physical ailments and diseases. That's the boulders, that's the balls and chains that we carry around. So what can you forgive this week? You may want to do a conscious bit of work around that, or you may just see what pops up this week. But my invitation is, don't push it away. Be brave and sit with it if you can, and just do that mantra that I've just shared with you. Or you can reach out to somebody. If you want to reach out to me, and I can perhaps support you, or I would know somebody that could support you, depending on what it's connected with, depending on who you want to work with and what kind of support you need. Let me know. And of course, look out for those birthday offers. The link is in the comments below and in the description. If you've got any questions about those particular offers, let me know. There is an Akashic card bundle that does come with my spray and 2 masterclasses and a key pendulum. It's incredible. It's £99 plus postage and packaging. It's fabulous, fabulous, fabulous value. And this actually is a modality in a box. It's not just a deck of cards. We can activate healing and install success anchors with this modality, with this deck of cards and the key pendulum that I provide. Okay, so let me know how those cards landed for you. A lot to take in there. I did share a lot today, actually. It's a special birthday, birthday guidance message, kind of reading. It's a full reading, wasn't it? Okay, so love and blessings. Let me know how those cards landed for you, and I'll see you in 7 days' time. Speak to you soon. Bye.